market in Brooklyn Park is much better shape than it was 10 years ago. The city says that's good news. Eric Nelson filed this report explaining why.
I'm out here at Edinburgh, USA, where the 28th Annual Real Estate Forum was conducted on Thursday. They get into plenty of topics, including housing trends and resources. Real estate agents and brokers from Minneapolis and the Northwest Burbs were invited to the forum, along with local business and educational leaders. It was a chance to engage, listen, and learn about Brooklyn Park's housing situation.
We provide updates about the city's strategic planning process, new developments coming to town, what has transpired in the last 1 year, what's coming next, and then we have keynote speakers speaking about housing market trends.
The market in Brooklyn Park is trending up. In 2019, the average median price of a single-family home was almost $270,000. That's a huge jump from 10 years ago, when the median price was less than $100,000 in the peak of the foreclosure crisis. When a house goes on the market these days, it is snapped up in a Minnesota minute.
It's gone quickly. Within a week, it's gone.
The downside is Brooklyn Park has a very low inventory of houses available.
Based on the housing trends that we see, the listing price of each house that comes to the market, people buy that above the listing price each time because of the bidding wars.
Now, real estate experts are optimistic going into 2020. They believe housing values will continue to increase. In Brooklyn Park, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
There are also trends when it comes to business parks, like one in the works for Brooklyn Park. A business park development is in the works for the southwest quadrant of highways 169 and 610. The park has been rebranded 610 Junction and is proposed to have 4 smaller scale office buildings and a retail or service building. One unique part of this business park is that it includes space for employee amenities, like a basketball court or gym space, which makes the employer more attractive to younger potential employees. This is expected to go before the council Monday evening. Robbinsdale is the latest city to address providing access to apartment buildings for census workers. The city ordinance would strengthen the federal law and allow those with valid census credentials to conduct official counting operations in multi-family dwellings. The City Council passed the first reading of the ordinance this week. Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, and Plymouth have already passed similar ordinances. The Crystal police chief says a recent call to an apartment complex is an example of what officers face every day. The chief recognized 3 police officers at the city council meeting this week for their bravery. On September 22nd of last year, officers responded to more than 1 welfare check to the same apartment in this Crystal complex. They soon realized a 2-year-old child was in danger, and they tried to communicate with a woman through the door to get inside the apartment.
She made comments that she would stab or throw hot water on whomever entered the apartment. Officers could hear the female sharpening knives, and she yelled, "Come on, I have sharpened all of my knives for each and every one of you."
That officers forced their way inside and found the woman holding the child at knife point. Over a harrowing 75-minute time period, officers calmed the woman down and rescued the child unharmed. Crystal Police awarded Tang Vang with a Medal of Valor for disarming the woman and saving the life of the child. Sergeant Brandon Dorr and Officer Rob Hodge received the Medal of Merit for their role in negotiating with the woman. Other officers will also be recognized for their role in this incident at an upcoming May banquet. Noble Elementary students got a rare opportunity this week. About 60 fifth graders went on a virtual field trip to Chicago to learn about making pipe organ instruments.
So instead of just me telling them about these instruments or just showing them the video, this way they can ask someone who's actually in the field, and they can get that first person experience.
Students video chatted with a pipe organ expert from Chicago and got to see the inside of what the shops look like. Students also saw how grand the instruments are. Noble Elementary Principal Michael Rickenberg says the virtual field trip ties to the school's focus of technology and computer science.
As we know, we are right now essentially training our students for jobs that have not been created yet, so we really want to make sure that we're giving them that opportunity in order to excel.
Rickenberg says every student in the school participates in the new computer science program for a minimum of 1 hour a week. And finally, a happy homecoming for puppies in training this week at Can Do Canines in New Hope. These 11-week-old puppies are getting to see the volunteers who were at their birth and who now get to train and teach them house manners until they're 18 months of age. The puppies will eventually help people with disabilities.
That there's nothing like it. You're there for their first breath, the first thing they hear, the first time their eyes open, their first step, their first drink of water, their first everything.
Being on the front end is just beyond amazing to be able to be there right away and then to track them all the way to be placed with a client, see them change somebody else's life is profound.
And just where have these puppies been for the last few weeks? They've been in jail. Through a training program, inmates in a prison camp near Duluth care for the puppies after they are born. Can Do Canine says it's a win-win for all involved.
Prison's perfect for them, and the inmates have a lot of time to give them attention and training that a lot of our volunteers don't have because they're working jobs and have families to take care of.
When these puppies reach 18 months of age, they'll return for final training and placement.
A great run of state high school tournament competition is underway. Girls hockey took center stage this week. Maple Grove facing off with Hill Murray in the Class AA quarterfinals. It's scoreless into the second. Michaela Macklett carries the puck and slides it to Tristana Tater, who slips the backhander in for a 1-0 Maple Grove lead. 4 minutes later, though, Hill Murray's Nina Steigoff works around the D and scores on the short side to tie the game up at 1-1. Then Jessica Dochniak gets a breakaway for Hill Murray. She's stopped, but Olivia Boyer pops the rebound in. The Pioneers lead 2-1 through 2 periods. In the third, Maple Grove battles back. Sam Nordstrom finds the puck in her skates and gets it to Sam Stelgis for the goals. The Crimson tie it 2-2, 6 minutes into the third. And then Maple Grove gets the game winner later in the period. Off the face-off, the Pioneers eventually get control, but then turn it over as Tater gets the steal and then lifts the shot up high and in. Maple Grove wins it 3-2. We'll have more on their state trip Monday on Sports Jam. The Breck Mustangs aimed for a third straight state championship in Class A. They faced off with Luverne in the quarterfinals. Breck gets one 55 seconds into the game. Olivia Mobley to Allie Qualley for the goal. And a short time later, Metro Player of the Year Mobley splits the defense and scores for a 3-0 Breck lead. Mobley with another assist, hitting a wide open Qualley, who snaps home her third goal of the period. The Mustangs roll to an 8-1 win. We'll also have more on them on Monday on Sports Jam. Maple Grove and Park Center are leading their respective divisions in the Northwest Suburban Conference standings for boys basketball. And those teams met in a great game earlier this week. First half, Lavelle Williams spreads the floor to John Hawkinson and then into Henry Fondele for a Maple Grove basket. Then Jatai Dillard gets the steal and speeds to the hoop for 2 more to put the Crimson up 20-16. Great defense for Josh Lewis here for Park Center, and he goes the other way for a basket plus the foul for the Pirates. Williams bombs a long three-pointer late in the first half. The Crimson lead 46-31 at the break. But Joshua Brown nails a three-pointer. The Pirates start the second half on an 11-2 run to close the gap. Williams zips a great pass to Sean O'Dwyer on the break, and he scores for a 59-50 Maple Grove lead. But a great answer here. David Ijambola throws down the big jam over the defender plus a foul. Dane Danja spins through the double team for the basket and foul, and the Pirates go up by 1. And then Danja with a nice drive and finish, putting Park Center up 77-74 with less than 90 seconds left. He finishes with 32. Maple Grove comes back though, where Sean Parker hits for 3, giving the Crimson a 79-78 lead. Park Center gets the lead back on 2 danger free throws, but Williams hits a three-pointer in the final seconds to cap off a 22-point night for him. Maple Grove wins 82-80. Same story in the girls' game between those schools, both teams in first in their divisions of the Northwest Suburban. Adalia McKenzie runs the floor here for Park Center as she puts the Pirates up by 4 early. Izzy Brandt hits a three-pointer for Maple Grove to tie the game. It's a close first half. Park Center leads by 1 at halftime. Early in the second half, Maple Grove goes in front. Kylie Baranek to Ari Gordon slicing through for 2 of her 13 points. Later off a missed three-pointer, Abby Schulte is in the right spot for a rebound, putback, and foul. The Crimson go up by as much as 10. But the Pirates rally. McKenzie gets a steal, and she'll feed Lauren Frost for a layup. Frost with 14 points, and Park Center is right back in it. McKenzie is hot from the outside in the second half, popping in 3 of her game-high 30. Park Center rallies to win 69-65, breaking the Crimson 8-game winning streak.
Yeah, we knew the game was going to be tough, and we knew they're a really good team, but our main focus was to just focus on our game and play our game in this big game.